Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn how to create a calendar using Google Docs. It's a great tool to have, very flexible. People could make changes on it, collaborative uh, ability. So go to Google Mail, and I'm already in it, but you can press Google Docs. From there, you go to Create Spreadsheet, and it'll open up a spreadsheet. At any time during the lesson, go ahead and pause if you get confused, or you could always rewind. So, as you can see, now we've opened Google Docs spreadsheet. For this example, for myself, I'm going to go ahead and create something that's applicable, my workout schedule. So let's go ahead and go to, I'm using my arrow keys right now to navigate, which is great, very similar to Excel. And you always want to be familiarize yourself with the arrow keys because it's going to be the biggest help to you. Now, I need a title for my schedule, so Chris is workout schedule. Fantastic. Oh, but look at this. What happens with Google Docs is the default setting is text wrap. So for this specific item, and majority of the items in the input that I'm going to go ahead and put into the spreadsheet, I don't want a text wrap. So how do I change that? One, I have to click on this button that highlights everything in the cell, or the spreadsheet itself. And I want to go ahead and turn off text wrap for the entire thing. So you see this icon right here? You could turn off text wrap for everything. But with Google Docs, what's unfortunate versus Excel, as you can see, it doesn't show the entire text. So what I'm doing right now is holding down Shift, right arrow. Once again, I go to cell A1, Shift, right arrow, and I want to merge those cells. So there's an icon right here that puts the two cells together. It says merge cells. I press it once, and there you go. You have your entire title up there. Now we have title, I want to start adding times. So give myself a little bit of space, and I'll start on cell A5. Once again, I'm playing around navigating with my arrow keys. You want to keep on doing it. Try to avoid using the mouse. The shortcuts and navigations in here are much easier with arrow keys. So I want to put 8 a.m. in here because I do get an early start, but it changes the format. We'll cover that in a second. But I want to I want to add the next hour here. So what do? So what we're going to do is create an equation. So we have 8 a.m. here. So what do we have to do in cell A6? Well, Excel and Google Docs, they all work very similarly in arithmetic. So I know there's 24 hours in a day, right? So if I sit here and go into cell A6 and say equals, and I'm using my up arrow, it references cell A5. Do you see that? And then I want to say 8 a.m. plus 1 hour. How do I translate that into an equation? Well, Excel and Google Docs, the math works out on an hourly basis. There's 24 hours in a day, and if we want to add 1 hour to cell A5, I plus, right, 1 divided by 24. So in essence, this equation says take cell A5, which is 8 a.m., plus 1 hour. 1 divided by 24 hours is 1 hour, right? So we press equal or enter, and you have your 9 a.m. Now we want to copy this formula down to, let's say, row 22. What it will do is add incrementally 1 extra hour on the next row. So let's go ahead and try that. But we're using shortcut keys, remember? Not using your mouse. Move your arrow keys, remember? Right arrow, down arrow. So now I'm in cell A6. I'm going to hold down Control and press C, which is copy. Control C. You see how it's double highlighted? That means it's in the middle of a function saying, I already copied this cell. What do you want me to do with it? Well, now I'm using my arrow keys, going to cell A7, hold down Shift. Now I'm holding down Shift. The Shift key is going to be on both sides of the keyboard, but the one I like to use on this function is the one on the left side. So I'm holding down Shift with my pinky finger, and then I'm going to go ahead and press the down arrow. I'm still holding down Shift. If I went too far, I could go down to row 23. I went too far. I'm still holding down my Shift key, and I go one up arrow. So I'm back at 21. So if I want to go back up, I'm still holding down my Shift key the whole time, and I go up arrow, down arrow. And you could even go to the right and left if you want to copy it there, but in this exercise, I want to just copy it to row 22. So now I let go of the Shift key. My fingers are not on the keyboard anymore. I want to paste this, and the shortcut for paste is Control. Now I'm holding down Control and pressing V. Wow, that's great. However, do you see a problem? Well, there's not 25 hours in a day. That means it's going to go to the next day, next morning. And plus, I want to cut it off at a decent hour. So let's cut it off at, well, 12 o'clock's fine. So we go to row 22. Yes, I did use my mouse, but let's do that again. What I'm doing right here is go from the top to the bottom of any data set. This is considered a data set. I want to hold down Control and press down arrow. You see how it went all the way to the bottom? It's part of the shortcuts in navigating to Google Docs or Microsoft Excel. So let's do that again. Control up arrow, I'm at cell A5. Control down arrow, I'm at cell A22. Well, I don't want 25, so I'm going to delete that. So now I have what I want. But also, it's great and all, but I don't like this format. Well, in Google Docs and Excel, you go into this format up here and change the format. Now I'm using my mouse, which is perfectly fine for this, because they don't have shortcuts for these functions in Excel, or not Excel, but Google Docs that I know of. And I want to go to Formats, More Formats, and then I like this right here where it has the hour, the minutes, and the time of the day. So PM, and as you can see, everything has changed. Fantastic. Pretty exciting, huh? So now I want to add dates across the top. As you can see, the schedule is going to go down this way and across this way. Alright. Not quite sure where I left off, but yeah, Google Docs was giving me a little bit of trouble in terms of dates. So there was a workaround, and I'm sure there's better ways to figure this out. But let's put a date in. So I'm going to go in and start working on July 1st, 2012. As you can see, the format changed, which is great, and we could always change that in the future. So in column C, I want to go ahead and say take B plus 1 should give me the very next day. You see this format's different? It's okay, and we'll change that in a second. But let's go ahead and copy, and I want to go to the very end of the cell. So I'm still holding down Shift and then Control at the same time, and then right arrow. Gives me to the end. I want to paste it, Control V, paste it all. Now I want to change the format. So I'm holding down Shift, Control, and to the right. Everything is highlighted. I'm going to go ahead and change the format on these items. So once again, you could always revert back, rewind. I'm gonna go a little bit faster, but you should get the gist of it, and you should be able to follow along on the video. So I want to go back to the left, to the very front. I'm gonna hold down Control, left arrow, and in essence, this is really our calendar, pretty much the basis of it. What's strange is right now is my merged cells disappeared. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight both and say merge cells, and my workout schedule title is much better. With that said, I want to freeze frame. Freeze frame says hold everything here. Well, it'll freeze a column and a row. So I want to be able to go to the right and still see column A. For example, if I go to the right, I don't know what time it references. So I hold down Control and go left. Gets me to the front. I want to get in right in the corner of the cell where I want to freeze frame. Kind of self-explanatory. Go into View. I want to freeze row. As you can see, it's where my cell is highlighted, so I know it's row 5, right? So I want to freeze row 5. Oh, it actually went too far. So now I know it's not row 5, it was row 4 that I want to freeze. So you go back here, freeze row 4, not 5, and you're in business. So you could page down. As you can see, it keeps the top row, but going down the spreadsheet. So now that's good. I freeze the row, now I want to freeze the column. Well, I know I want to freeze column 1. So I do the same thing, freeze column 1. This is good. It just kind of shows you the limitations within Google Docs. It's saying I can't freeze column 1 because you have a merged cell up here. So let's get rid of the merged cell. And let's see if it works now. View column 1. And it does. Well, I do like my title, right? And you can move it to different positions, but we could always text wrap this so we can still see it. So we press text wrap, press schedule. So everything still works. I'm holding down Control right all the way to July 19th. If we want to add more columns, you just go ahead and highlight. Or if you want to use your arrow keys, I want to highlight the column. I hold down Control Control Spacebar. Sorry, Control Spacebar. It highlights the entire column, as you can see. And I'm holding down Shift, left arrow. So I want to add columns to the right. So I go in here where it's shaded, right click, and it says Insert 10 right. It means I'm going to insert 10 columns to the right because I highlighted 10 columns. So I said Insert, and then if I go using my arrow key, last place I left it was column T. Now we have all the way up to column AD. So I'm holding down Control, left arrow, Control C, copy, hold down Shift, hold down Control, right arrow. I'm going all the way to the end of what's available in columns. I could Control V, paste it. I have all the way up to July 29th, which gives me almost the entire month. You know, since we're doing this, let's go ahead and make it a full month. July has 31 days, if I know correctly, so that's 2 more days. So hold down hold down Control, press Spacebar, hold down Shift, left arrow 1, and then right click, insert to the right. Now copy this cell, it's an equation, copy it over to the next 2 columns, Control C, hold down Shift, and then Control V. So now we have the entire month. But in real, now we could go ahead and enter our workout schedule. Personally, I don't really have a chance during the day. At best, I could go here. So